People are scared. It isn't just that the Titans were attacked. It's that the Justice League didn't show up. After they died, it felt like the end times. And now Deathstroke's armies are on the hunt. Slade's warning is spreading that he will kill anyone who tries to be a hero. Some are hanging up their capes, and others want to be with their family and friends. And even those who still have hope feel like they didn't do enough. This is Dark Crisis. Chapter 3, Boot Camp.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lapsed Comic Fan. I'm Steve, and today we're talking Dark Crisis number 3. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done any videos, but I'm not even going to bore you with any details. We're going to get right into Dark Crisis.
Everyone is reeling from Deathstroke's attack. He's attacked before, but this is different. It's broken their spirit. Mr. Terrific says Gar will live, but the trauma from the attack might have done more damage than the bullet. Nightwing hasn't left his side since they brought Gar in. All the heroes are here at the hospital, but they can't even stay. Every C and D list villain is taking their shot. Whatever Deathstroke told them, they're on a rampage. Not just in Gotham either. Now is the time to pull together. Black Adam has taken over and is trying to train the new Justice League, but it's not going the way he wants it to. He thinks they're too inexperienced and won't be ready for the war to come. At the Hall of Justice, Adam has vertigo in a headlock and argues the rest of them don't have what it takes to take the steps necessary to do what needs to be done. John Kent wants to know what he plans to do with him. The others want to interrogate Vertigo to find out Slade's plan. Damian thinks that's a stupid idea because Slade is just throwing these losers at them to tire them out before the real fight starts because he knows they'll never kill them. The tension is mounting and Black Adam wants to hang Vertigo's dead body outside the Hall of Justice to show Slade they mean business. John is getting enraged and tells him to stop, but Black Adam won't back down and he didn't ask for permission. Aqualad tries to settle things down, and Blue Beetle thinks they should wait for Hal and Wally to come back after they find the Justice League. Adam isn't having any of this, screaming that the Justice League are dead. You didn't see what I saw. This is war, and it has to be done. John gives him his last warning. Before Adam smashes Vertigo's face in, Yara uses her lasso to stop him. Adam stares her down and leaves, telling them that they are wasting his time. They take Vertigo to the brig, and some of them decide to go see their families, since they probably are worrying about them.
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff set up right here. Some weird stuff, like Mr. Terrific talking about Gar being in the hospital. If you remember in the first issue or the second issue, he got shot in the head. And Dick Grayson has been very depressed, but Terrific says that he'll get better, and the trauma is probably actually worse than him getting shot in the head. All right, Mr. Terrific, that wasn't such a terrific deduction. So Black Adam is trying to train this new Justice League. He's taken it upon himself to take over the mantle of leadership because he thinks that the heroes here are all too young and inexperienced, and they have Vertigo, one of Slade's guys, and he wants to kill him. He wants to kill him and hang him outside of the Hall of Justice so that it can send a warning to the Slade that they're not messing around. But John Kent is not having any of it. He's just not. And they're arguing. And Damian kind of kicks in with the age-old argument between comic book fans of that they should probably kill these guys. So I am not of that belief. Like, I understand the argument of if you keep trying to rehabilitate these villains, it's never going to happen, you know. And I am fully on board with guys like Joker, Penguin, stuff like that. You kill them, but there's certain ones that you don't have to. And this whole notion of rehabilitating them, I don't think you should do that either. You know, they should just be in jail, like in maximum security jails or something like that. They need to figure out a way that these guys won't stop escaping. And that's where the argument comes in. And Damien's like, you know, he's right. We got to kill these guys. If we don't, we're going to lose. We're just going to lose this war. The Justice League ain't here anymore, guys. We need to take this seriously. This isn't some, you know, Young Justice adventure that, you know, we can go in because we know we got the big guns watching our back. And what's really cool, after John and Damien argue and John's left there by himself just kind of staring, the Justice Society shows up. So that's awesome, and I can't wait to see what they do going forward. So the next couple of pages are interesting. Deathstroke's losing it because he's totally starting to get taken over by the darkness. Pariah's talking to him, and the book is so self-aware at this point. I don't like these parts because Pariah's like, Deathstroke, you need to start a crisis. And it's like, dude, we know the book is called Dark Crisis. Don't say crisis in the book. Like, don't do that. That just, it's hard to suspend your disbelief when the comic book characters themselves know that you're reading a comic. So Ravager, Deathstroke's daughter, was caught lurking around the headquarters, and she thinks that he's sunk to a new low and wants to know if this is because of Respawn's death. So Respawn is Deathstroke's son, and he was killed in Shadow War. It was this crossover with Batman. It was this big thing. It was okay. Wasn't that great, but there was some good stuff in it. And Ravager thinks that Slade needs to take responsibility for the things that he's done. And he says, look, I have. Anyone that tries to pick up the torch of the Justice League, I'm going to kill them. They're done. So that's why he went on that attack to the Teen Titans Tower. He didn't want them to, here the Justice League is gone now, but the Teen Titans pick it up.
Slade turns to his daughter, telling her that he wants her with him. She will be his legacy. Seeing her father's face, she is horrified and wants to know what happened to him. He says he's become part of something bigger, and that the darkness speaks to him now. Wanting nothing to do with this, Ravager kicks Slade in the face, and his goons come running in to see what happened. Slade thinks he knows how to start another crisis, and the darkness comes out of him, infecting everyone in the room. In Sector 666, known as Ryut, Kyle Rayner wants to know why Hal wanted the whole Green Lantern Corps assembled. Hal says that Black Adam saw Nekron in Pariah's army when they took out the Justice League. The Guardians always thought Nekron was a part of something bigger, and that restored Black Lantern over there proves it. Hal thinks if they enter the Black Lantern, it will lead them right to Pariah. Kyle and Joe Moline aren't letting him go alone, though. Hal instructs the other Lanterns to destroy anything or anyone that comes out of the Black Lantern, and if they're not back in 24 hours, destroy the Black Lantern itself. Hal, Kyle, and Joe touch the Black Lantern and are immediately sucked into it. The visions they see are terrifying, and after falling for a ways, they hit the ground.
Slade's talking with his daughter, and he wants her to stay with him. It's part of his legacy, and she is disgusted by his face and wants to know what the hell's going on. He says, you know, the darkness speaks to me, and she's just having none of it, and she kicks him, and that leads his goons to come in, and Slade's thinking, and he's like, ooh, this is perfect. He's like, I think I know how to start another crisis. And all the darkness comes out of him, and it looks like it infects the rest of the people in the room. So I don't know how that starts in a crisis. Maybe it does, because that's kind of what Pariah did to all the guys that took out the Justice League. Maybe that's what he could do, make an army filled with the darkness, and that could be a major crisis for the DC superheroes. I don't know how they're going to take them out. If I know that they were the big hitters that took out the Justice League, but they still got enough big guys that can take down the rest, like the Justice Society and a lot of the Teen Titans and the Titans themselves with this new darkness. So we get the Green Lanterns, and they're in Sector 666, Ryut, and I was very excited for this because the whole Green Lantern Corps is there, and Kyle wants to know why Hal assembled them all, and he's like, I think if we go through this Black Lantern, and there's a giant Black Lantern, and I was like, ooh, this is cool. And he thinks if he goes through that it'll lead him right to Pariah. The next couple of pages are really awesome, guys. This is really cool. So they go through there, they're face to face with Pariah. Hal says, where's the Justice League? He says they're gone. And behind Pariah are these little worlds, and each of them have a symbol of the Justice League on them. And Pariah says he can use these worlds to bring back the multiverse, bring back the stuff that they lost. And he reminds Hal, remember how you got Coast City back? After Hank Henshaw destroyed it with the help of Mongol, they used the Eradicator and just blew it up. And Hal's like, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Come on, man. Am I ever going to live this down? And that refers to Emerald Twilight, when Hal, they did the whole Parallax thing. He said he was Parallax, but then Jeff Johns retconned it into it being the Yellow Fear entity. And he brought back Coast City way long ago in Emerald Twilight with his ring, and he turned into Parallax. You guys all know the story. It's a wacky story.
Kiss the rings, bitch.
Pariah says he can use these worlds to create a new multiverse, and that will create a new crisis and bring his dark army into Earth Zero, and he will use the rest of those heroes to restore what is lost, kind of like what he has done with the Justice League and their individual worlds. So Hal thinks the darkness is controlling Pariah, and Pariah gets pissed off at that. He's like, I control the darkness. And the Green Lanterns start to fight with Pariah, and Hal does this awesome, he uses these constructs that are the Justice League, and it's cool. And it's really neat. And he tells Kyle and Joe to hold Pariah off for a little bit, and he goes over to the world that has the Green Lantern symbol on it, and he touches it.
Hal touches the world bearing the Green Lantern symbol. He's never felt power like this before. Pariah freaks out, but Hal says these aren't worlds. The Great Darkness isn't using the Justice League to restore the multiverse. It's turning them into weapons. The energy from the worlds is too much for Hal, and he is disintegrated right in front of Joe, Kyle, and Pariah. Hal is still alive, but doesn't know where he is, and his ring is gone. The whole world is green, with Green Lantern symbols everywhere. Before Hal can do anything, he is attacked with a warning shot by 3 Green Lanterns he's never seen. They tell him he is not welcome on this world. This is Sector John Stewart. Meanwhile, we cut to Black Adam talking to someone, asking if they know what's been going on. They say yes, Deathstroke is out of control. Adam talks of the heroes left behind not understanding the stakes. They didn't see what he saw. The Justice League are not coming back. He thought he could push the young heroes to do what needed to be done, but they're too concerned with hope, and that's why he's come to them. Sounds exactly like a job for Lex Luthor and the Legion of Doom.
So Hal touches the world with the Green Lantern symbol, and Pariah's freaking out. And Hal realizes that the darkness isn't making a new multiverse. It's using the Justice League as weapons. The energy is so much, and Hal can't handle it. He disintegrates right in front of Kyle, Joe, and Pariah. So Hal's alive. He's in this world, and it's amazing. It's all green, and there's Green Lantern symbols everywhere, and he doesn't have his ring. And he's all of a sudden attacked by 3 Green Lanterns he's never seen. And they're like, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome on our world. This is Sector John Stewart. You're like, what? So Black Adam is talking to somebody, and he's like, I'm sure you know what's been going on. And they're like, yeah, Deathstroke's out of control. And Black Adam talks about how he's tried to get the young heroes in line, and they don't have what it takes. They're not willing to do what needs to be done. He's like, and that's why I've come to you guys. And then it pans out, and it's Lex Luthor and the Legion of Doom. So that's crazy, man. That's a cool ending. I really want to see what happens with them. And I want to know, obviously, it's going to be that the darkness is controlling Pariah. To me, it doesn't feel like he has that enough power to control whatever is telling him what to do. Because we see how it has control over Slade. And he doesn't want to do what Pariah tells him. He's trying to fight that. But the darkness is what keeps him following the orders. So I'm wondering what this darkness is going to do, what the effects are going to be on everybody else, and how is the Justice League going to come back? Because they can't stay dead. You can't kill the Justice League off. That would be comic suicide. And yeah, so I've really liked this issue. I thought this picked up a lot more, and we're starting to get the meat of the story. And I love the art in this, and yeah, man, it's good to be back. There's going to be regular episodes for a while now. My work is slowed down, and I'm going to be writing some stuff. I think I'm going to be doing something Marvel for the next episode, but we will be doing part 4 of Dark Crisis coming up sometime this week. So, thanks, guys. It's good to be back. I hope everybody's having a splendid cold season. It's cold here. I don't like the cold. And I got my glasses back. I can see again. It's a miracle. It's a Festivus miracle.
Kiss the rings, bitch.